very good afternoon. It's Sunday, the 5th of April 2020. My name is Dean Vikisting. It's time for the daily NMH COVID-19 update. Today I'm joined by none other than
Octavia Tsimbes. A very good welcome.
Octavia, COVID-19 isn't allowing us any rest at the moment. But it's an important duty that we are fulfilling, and we're committed to providing information as accurately as possible and as it unfolds.
Yeah. No, it's true, Denver. We should. That's why this program is there, to inform the people in the villages and everybody that's watching.
And we'd like to practice what we preach, maintaining sufficient social distance between each other. And of course, Octavia, I hope this can reach you, not too close. We need to sanitize as much as possible, wash our hands with water and soap, and stay home if we can. Octavia, so what we do know now is the Minister of Health and Social Services, Dr. Kalumbi Shungula, this morning announced that Namibia now has 16 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the country. On Thursday evening, he had announced that the number stood at 14. So 2 more cases were added to that. We know 3 of the 16 have recovered in the meantime. As far as case number 15 is concerned, it's a 31-year-old Namibian who was in contact with a South African friend. As far as this case is concerned, we do know that he is in isolation and that his condition is reported to be satisfactory. Octavia, case number 16 is a medical doctor who had traveled to South Africa. He is also in isolation, and his condition is also reported to be satisfactory. That's as far as the latest stats are concerned, as confirmed by the Minister of Health and Social Services. Relating to the lockdown procedures, I had a conversation, Octavia, earlier with Prime Minister Sarah Amadila. Officially, Namibia is in a state of emergency, as announced by President Hage Geingob. And we also know that the regulations that emanated from the COVID-19 outbreak in Namibia relates to the entire country. But only Khomas and Irongo, and as far as Khomas is concerned, Reboth and Okanya included, are in lockdown. So the Prime Minister told me earlier that although the announcement remains imminent to lock down the entire country, that announcement has not been made, and the situation is being closely monitored. So please adhere to all the regulations that apply countrywide, although the lockdown officially only relates to Khomas and Irongo. We also had a development, Octavia, relating to the opening or reopening of schools. Can you briefly talk to us about that?
Yes, we had an incident, and we had a lot of questions around whether the school will open on the 20th, as it was said in one of the interviews that the minister had. But of course, they're still discussing this matter to see whether the school can open on the 20th. I spoke to the executive director, Sanet Steenkamp, and she said that they are discussing it, and they will give more information on tomorrow's show that they will have. And she also mentioned that they are discussing to see whether the teachers can start on the 20th and regroup and discuss to see whether they can come up with methods on how they can engage these learners that are at home with all this online and e-learning, and whether they can go to local radio stations to see whether they can reach the kids in the rural area. So it's not said that schools will start on the 20th. However, if you are on our social media, we will tell you when the schools will start and the latest developments.
Absolutely, Octavia. Those sentiments were also echoed by the Prime Minister this morning. At this stage, if the lockdown is not extended and everything goes according to plan, schools will reopen on the 20th of April 2020. Our correspondents in the regions are still out and about, Octavia.
Yes, they are. So stay tuned and watch what they are doing.
Ya pate pues vile pues ina tuanga di papa tuka ya singa nya tende ke mabe mau papa ya fini ko pa ya pota jeri ino patula kwa.
So as you can see, we are now here in town at Zoo Park. This usually used to be the site of, you'd see a lot of photographers, a lot of people taking a walk, taking a rest, taking their lunch, and just experiencing the scenery. But today, due to the lockdown regulations, Zoo Park is empty. So we have 1 or 2 individuals that are still outside, but the rest is completely empty, showing that some people are still adhering to the lockdown rules, staying at home, keeping safe, and preventing the further spread of the COVID-19.
After this operation, I think all the taxi driver must get the certificate because we are the only people who are compliant. I never see a taxi driver carrying three people at his back. Please start this operation. Yeah, keep it up like that, eh? Yeah. How familiar with you? Don't you know that this thing is no more allowed? Coronavirus is killing. Please stay home, man. Stop. Stay home, stay home.
Stay home.
Stay home.
I was here, wasn't it? Yeah? I was here around 9 o'clock. I found the red car, they said today to bring alcohol. You see, you never saw me. Please, distraction is just distraction.
I'm having a dark shop there. You're supposed to be closed by now. Dark shop closed 1800 hours.
Please, well, wait, don't say the other thing. To bring problems. Because some people they are drunk, but we don't know which bar they were buying alcohol. Okay. Mama, it's for your own safety, please. I was talking to them and they don't aware of it. I know that you are also having a place where you work. Whenever I'm coming there, I comply with my uniform, I will comply. Because when we are doing our work, we respect our work also. Yeah, one our work.
You see the problem when you see the movements here. I just feel like if anything happens,
we are now in the first week of the partial lockdown in the Erongo region as well as the Khomas region due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And I'm here in Swakopmund at the Fire Brigade headquarters. Really good initiative that has been taken up by the Swakopmund municipality, and they have opened doors that is for anyone who has a donation to make. They are more than welcome. As you can see, there's a lot of people who have already donated something to the people that will probably be hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic, and that is probably people who are part of the non-essential services, or who practice the non-essential services as a daily living, the vendors and other people in the destitute parts of the town. So all of this is being collected at the fire brigade in Swakopmund. Bear in mind, this is not the place where you can come and pick up the donations, but it is merely a place where you can come and drop off the donations. The fire brigade as well as the Swakop municipality will communicate further how the food will be handed out to the community.
The President, His Excellency Dr. Hage Geingob, declared a state of emergency on COVID-19 as a municipality, Grootfontein, and as a stakeholder. We have started right away with the implementation of all necessary measures, and we have started with a reconnection of our residents, those who were cut off due to non-payments, and we have also supplied water to our informal settlement where there was a challenge of water taps. We have supplied 3 10,000 liters of water tanks, and also the liquor outlets within our town, we have made sure that they have been suspended, and no liquor operations within our town, and also no trading of street vendors within our town. And also when it comes to our
more dangerous, so we have to be really careful.
Did you guys receive the rules and regulations for the lockdown? The one from the president himself? I think we did, And also what we could check in is that no person is to come in with a child. Only one person. If he was with a child,
the family just one person.
What we do, we also announce it. There's only one person in the family. The challenge is Sunday, always valid. When families came, we said, only one person in the family.
Yeah, only one person.
Here with Romeo Hiska, a security guard in Swakopmund. Hi Romeo, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine, and you? So Romeo, you're a security guard, and now with COVID-19, a part of your duties is ensuring that customers who enter the shop sanitize their hands. So could you tell us a little bit, are people staying home? You obviously see who enters the shop and who doesn't. Are people staying home? Are there a lot of people still?
Most of this time, during this time, especially people are coming to the shop, and I sanitize their hands, and I don't think people are being stopped like staying at home. It's not people are being forced, it's just for the safeties for all of us, and once people they come to the shop, they buy their stuff, and then they leave, they go home. It's just a matter of protecting yourself from the coronavirus, because like we all hearing about the coronavirus is all over the world, and so I think that's the most important thing.
And Romeo, how are you protecting yourself from possibly getting infected?
The same applies to me. I'm also protecting myself from this coronavirus and making sure that I'm always safe, you know. I do the same thing at home. If I'm being at home, I make sure I always my hands. Before I make a meal for myself, I make sure my hands are clean. The environment where I am is clean. So that's the most important thing that I do. So
Yeah. And Romeo, are you at all scared of getting coronavirus?
not really scared, but I never heard of this. You know, it's my first time hearing something like this. I just heard it. So once when I heard it, so I thought like coronavirus, people are speaking about it, so it never scares me really, but I just follow the instruction of
To ensure that other people don't get sick.
to ensure that other people, and yeah, I think the most important thing is just taking care of us and taking care of our family, taking care of our neighborhood, doesn't matter. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Romeo. Okay, we are here with Dorita Fultz, the owner of Dodo Zero Waste in Swakopmund. Hi Dorita, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So Dorita, you are lucky enough to classify as an essential service during the lockdown. So how have you been doing as a small to medium enterprise? How has your business been in this time?
At first it was kind of difficult because I'm so small, and that's why I was really scared that I wouldn't survive this period. But luckily the community is so supportive. It's amazing. They're all coming in, and even though that I have not too many things if you compare it to big supermarkets, but I have the essential stuff and the healthy stuff, and most important, I have all the locally grown things.
Yeah.
And if people come to my store, I don't have more than 2 people in here at a point.
Yeah.
So it's not crowded, so people don't have to be scared or anything. It's safer actually to come to my shop, and people notice that, and that's why they also come and they yes, and
Support.
I'm really glad that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes.
So Dorita, this is your daughter, we see. So Dorita, your business is relatively new still. It only opened a couple months ago. So how do you think the fact that your business is so new affects business right now for you?
Like I also thought maybe that because I'm so new and I really don't have so much clientele at the beginning, because it's also a working and a long-term business, you have to grow, and
yes.
But I'm really glad that even though that I'm only open for my 2nd month now, that I have relatively good customers, and also customers that like to come to my store. And
yes, loyal customers.
Yes, exactly, loyal. That was the word I was looking for. So yes, so luckily I think that hopefully everything will work out.
Yeah, okay. So, Dorita, you still have hand sanitizer that you make by yourself.
I do. Because I noticed it myself. I went to all the stores and looking frantically for hand sanitizer, and I was just too late.
Yeah.
So, I decided to make my own. Yeah. And obviously I wanted to make the perfect composition out of it. I can't just put anything together.
Yeah.
So I read up, and I had a recipe from another zero waste store. So, and the lady there was kind enough to give it to me. And so I have my own hand sanitizer, and it's friendly to your hands, but still it's effective.
Does the job, yes.
It does the job, exactly. So, and it's hopefully not running out soon.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of people actually who come here with their little bottles and filling up.
Yeah, no. But if you still need hand sanitizer, Dodo apparently is the place to get it.
Yes.
We're here with Gideon Kuloa, a car guide in Swakopmund. Hi Gideon, how are you? I'm fine. So, Gideon, what have you heard about coronavirus so far?
Coronavirus is big by constantly shaking with hands, through sneezing, touching with unsafe hands on face, on eyes,
yeah,
nose,
yes,
and whatever also. you can wash your hands every time. And you can actually try to wash your. First, you must wash your hands safely, clean, and the area where you are staying must also clean.
Yeah.
And avoid to stand with 5 guys on the same place. You can also avoid to many group also. You can also
Okay, so Gideon, are you at all scared of getting coronavirus?
Yes.
Why?
It's very dangerous.
Yeah. So we should prevent the spread. We should all stay home and make sure that we don't give other people coronavirus. Yes. Yes. And you as a car guard, you obviously work with people who come out of their homes and come into town. Do you think a lot of people are coming into town, or do you think they're staying at home?
You can actually stay at home. You must work alone to avoid coronavirus. You can also avoid to move many groups. Can also cause a coronavirus. Be safe every time.
Yeah, but do you think there's a lot of people in town now? Or not so many?
Many people are now afraid of coronavirus. There are no more people in the town. Working in the town. I think people they are now afraid of the diseases.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome back. This is episode number 22 of the NMH COVID-19 updates on the Sunday, the 5th of April, 2020. Octavia, you know what I find fascinating? I won't completely reveal my age, but I'm older than 30. I've never ever seen the zoo park that empty.
Yes, true. There's always people sitting around, the cameraman that's waiting for you to take photos, and to see that it's empty, it's really
so those
shocker.
entrepreneurs must also be feeling it in their pockets.
Yeah.
I need to commend the law enforcement officials who, despite it being late at night or during the course of the day, with the journalists documenting this, doing their part to make sure that everyone complies with all the regulations as enforced by government.
Yeah, that's also one of the things I wanted to comment on, Denver, is to see that the Namibian police force is out in the streets, of course, as being essential workers, trying to inform these people to adhere to what was said by the president, the guideline that is there. And also just to remind the business owners to adhere to what is being said. Close your shops at 1800 hours.
Absolutely. Speaking of shops, we had a question from one of the viewers about tuck shops, you know, home-based shops, whether or not they're allowed to operate. We do know that if you're selling food, you are allowed to operate. So we also hope that message filters through to those law enforcement officials in those respective regions.
Yes.
You wanted to add?
No, Denver, that's one of the things I wanted to add, is just to make their work easier, right? So when it's 1800 hours, close your shop. I mean, I think it's a benefit, or a lot of small businesses want to be open, but you have the privilege to be regarded as essential service provider. So please do adhere to what is being said.
Absolutely. What I also find astounding is the capacity of our intellectual capital. Some people are really being innovative, and how we can manufacture quite a few products relating to hand sanitizer at this stage already. So if you don't come out of this lockdown with a bit more innovative skills, you need to maybe return to the drawing board.
Yes. I also just want to give feedback to one of the viewers that posed a question regarding the schools. We spoke to the executive director and the Minister of Education. Of course, if the schools are scheduled to open on the 20th, which is not the case, they are planning for the teachers, like I said, to start and to prepare at the schools, for instance, clean the classrooms, clean the playgrounds and all that to prepare when the school starts. So in terms of the hand sanitizers and the classrooms being clean, the ministry is dealing with that to fix steps, to fix broken toilets. They are busy with that. So when the schools start, it is in order.
Absolutely. Now, we also spoke to our correspondent in Walvis Bay earlier, Leandria Lowe. Let's hear what she has to say about that area.
Whether you are in the bush, on the beach, or in a boardroom in Budapest, with Salt's desktop exchange point, you and your team can work on the same document at the same time, chat and video conference from any location. Just as if you're sitting in the same room. It's super. Salt brings together the power of Microsoft Teams and Logitech to deliver a teamwork experience that is out of this world. Increase profitability and responsiveness while enabling stellar collaboration experiences to your customers and empowering your colleagues. And make you a magnificent productivity multiplying machine. Work from anywhere, anytime, any device. Salt, in collaboration with Microsoft Teams and Logitech. Our business is enabling yours. Okay, now click for all the info.
For an update on how matters are in the Irongo region, we're joined via Skype by one of our correspondents, Leandria Lowe. Good afternoon, Leandria.
Good afternoon, Denver. Good afternoon, Octavia.
Leandria, what we do know is that both Khomas and Irongo have been in lockdown for a week and 1 day. Please summarize the situation in your region for us.
Well, this morning I spoke to our commander of community affairs here in the Irongo region, and he basically said that people are quite really listening to the lockdown regulations, especially in the other towns. But here in Walvis Bay, the movement is still worrisome for him. But if you just look at the past week here in Walvis Bay alone, there were a few incidents here where people are not practicing social distancing, and a lot of people are flocking to the same shop, the same bank or business institute.
Very well. Octavia, do you have a question for Leandria?
Leandria, this morning, you mentioned that a lot of people came together in Narraville because they heard that the community is giving free food. Can you please tell the viewers about that?
Well, this situation, it happened yesterday, and basically what happened was, it was a letter circulating under the National Church COVID-19 Task Force. So what happened is that people were supposed just to send their details to the coordinators in the region. But someone else decided to add a tail and a head to the story and decided that people should gather at the Narraville Rugby Stadium where free food parcels were going to be given out. And luckily, me and Otis, we arrived at the scene and we could quickly get the correct information to give to the people, in the sense that they were just supposed to provide their details and not necessarily come together, because we are in lockdown, and it was about 50 people that gathered. And the thing is, a lot of them didn't even have phones, so it just showed how quickly this false message spread in our community. And some of them were elders walking to the Narraville Rugby Stadium.
That was our colleague Leandria Lowe coming to us live from Walvis Bay, fully kit in the right gear to fight COVID-19 and bring us an update as the news unfolds throughout Octavia.
Yes, I mean, they are well protected, which is a good thing to bring the news to us. It is for the public to stay at home, and the journalists will bring the correct news to you.
Absolutely. You know what I find very sad? Firstly, how fake news filters through to the communities. Leandra was referring to some members of the community who don't even have cell phones.
Yeah.
But the news reached them that they need to be at the stadium to pick up some food. And these are elders, you know, queuing up. It also just shows the dire straits that some of our people are living in.
I mean, like for the young people and those that are around adults or older people, it is important for us to tell them the importance of this virus and the effects that this virus has. So to have an adult or old person go queue up for food because of fake news, that is worrisome, and it is our job as young people to educate these people and to stay at home and stay safe.
Absolutely. True to our commitment in every show is to share some very valuable and useful tips with parents stuck with their kids at home all day, every day. We'll also be sharing some couch potato tips if you are worried about eating too much and picking up weight during this period of lockdown. Please stay tuned.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Crystal and I would like to take you through our daily couch tips. So first of all, before we start, let's sanitize our hands. Rub it in your fingers, get it on your thumbs and on the palms of your hands, just like that, nice and easy. We need to get used to this routine, so please get the hang of it and please try and keep safe while we're at it. Okay, I'd like to share with you, we're busy subscribing to home deliveries, so there's a lot of guys that have already subscribed, and basically you will receive 3 daily newspapers if you SMS 51500 and we'll call you back. So we will be delivering your newspapers, and there's mine. See, I just received my Republican. Remember, that's 3 daily newspapers delivered to your doorstep at only $240 per month. So our first couch tip that I'd like to share with you is basically we're going to stretch out our legs like so, and we're going to flex our toes. So keep your posture up straight at all times. Remember to breathe in while you're doing this. This is one of those yoga couch potato tips. So if you go and Google yoga couch potato tips, this is exactly what you'll find. So let's stretch out our legs and flex our toes, keep our back straight, and then we're simply just going to roll our shoulders back. Nice and easy. Remember to breathe in and out while you're doing this. So you can do that 5 times and reverse it. Roll your shoulders forward 5 times. Remember to breathe in and out. And that's it, as easy as that. So if you'd like to share your daily couch tips with us, please SMS it to, WhatsApp to 0811 7010. Thank you for watching us today. Keep safe. Bye-bye.
Welcome back. Octavia, I'm so grateful for Crystal's daily tips. One thing that I need to learn is when times are tough, I usually forget to take nice deep breaths.
Yeah,
My
true.
breaths are very shallow, but those deep breaths really help us to re-energize, to relax and to stay focused in that moment, and also to stretch. It's so easy and so basic, but we forget about these.
Yeah. No, one of the things that struck my attention was for the public transport. Very, very important for us to take note of it. And if you want to go to a grocery store to buy a few things and then you stand by the taxi rank to get a taxi, please check who is in the taxi. If there are more people, then tell the taxi driver, but we're just supposed to be 3 in this taxi. We can't be 4. Don't get in that taxi. It's very important. So thank you very much for that video.
It's a difficult one to negotiate because if I'm in a taxi and I'm the only passenger and I'm seated at the back, and along the way en route to drop me, the taxi driver stops or pulls over to pick up more people, do I then grab my groceries and get out of the car, or what do I do? So negotiation becomes very tricky.
But it's very important to protect yourself, Denver. So now you were the only passenger and now he wants to get more people. Then you say, but no, sir. Let's protect ourselves.
Absolutely. Now that is our first priority. I'm just saying it is tricky to negotiate these things.
Yes, true.
So as we wrap up today's show, episode number 22 of the NMH COVID-19 update, we'd like to hear something positive from you. We'd like you to please share a positive picture, a positive video with us, so that we end the show on a positive note. We do know that because times are so tough, worries are plentiful, but we like to lift each other's spirits. So the number that you can make use of via WhatsApp, 0811 7010, 0811 7010. Let's take a look at one picture that was shared with us for today's broadcast. Isn't that amazing?
It's a beautiful photo. It calms me. It makes me forget about everything that's going on. There's so much happening.
Very well. Well, I think it remains an undisputed fact, Octavia, that we still have one of the most breathtaking sunsets in the land of the brave. And the prospect of rain that's there throughout too, we're very grateful for that. Octavia, dessert is customary on a Sunday, but the only dessert I have for you today is the following. It's been a great delight to host episode... Ooh, my hands too.
Yes,
it's been a great delight to host episode 22 of the NMH COVID-19 update with you. We'll be back tomorrow. Please take care and remain safe. Goodbye.
Goodbye.